Tuesday morning. We're back on Yarborough once a month for these past few months on Age Well, Tennessee. We've been working to shine a light on a significant problem in our state. Elder abuse, elder fraud. Our goal is to not only draw attention to this issue, but also let you know there are resources available to help you combat the problem. A lot of information. Whether you're the victim, a family member, a caregiver, or anyone who's witnessed elder abuse and fraud. So let me give you the lineup for today's Age Well, Tennessee. Aaron Bradley is the director of the East Tennessee Area Agency on Aging and Disability. Nick Keene is with Senior Benefit Incorporated. And Tennessee State Senator Becky Duncan Massey will join us in just a few moments to talk about ways the state legislature is working to cut down on elder abuse and fraud, which, by the way, is estimated to be about a $500 billion problem. But TBI Director David Rouse says he believes the cost is closer to $1 billion. So it is a huge issue here in Tennessee. Aaron, good morning to you. How you been, sir?
Doing very well, Bob. Glad to join you. I'm on the phone. I'm traveling today, but good to hear your voice. Sounds like we have a good program today.
Yes, sir. I think we do. Nick, good to have you in as well, my friend. How you been?
We're well, sir. We're well. Thanks for having us out. Want to thank Aaron for joining us and Senator Massey as well.
Seems like we all survived the holidays, so kudos to us all, right?
Here we go.
Here we go. Aaron, let's just jump into it and tell me about the upcoming Tennessee Elder Justice Conference. What do we need to know about this?
We're planning a conference again this year, Bob, and we haven't nailed down the dates quite yet. We're at the end of June is kind of where it's shaping up. We've held this conference a number of years. We have 300 to 400 people that attend each year from law enforcement, district attorneys' offices, community agencies, etc. We're just trying to pull the community together around these issues so we can provide more protection to older adults in Tennessee.
All right, so we'll be looking forward to more information about that. It looks like it's coming up this summer, and we'll just depend on you, Aaron, to let us know when that date and everything's been determined with that. What about Tennessee Silver Alert legislation?
The amazing thing, when the General Assembly passed this bill a year ago, most of us who advocated for it said it would save lives, and it certainly has. Over 100 silver alerts have been issued around our state, and 95% of those that were in the silver alert have been recovered safely. So, Bob, before silver alert, it was a patchwork deal. With the TBI in charge, it's worked much better, so we're able to find folks in the community that go missing, sometimes due to health problems or dementia. So many older Tennesseans have been saved with this bill.
Aaron Bradley and Nick Keene with us. Nick and I were talking just a moment ago, Aaron, about so many different things that are involved with end-of-life documentation. What are the important things, folks? Yeah, what are the important things folks need to focus on when it comes to this?
You need to find a place that you can keep all of your important documents, a safe place. Maybe a safe deposit box. It may be at home. Keep everything together, like your will, your power of attorney for health care, your power of attorney for financial. And that's one of the things, Bob, we wanted to try to touch on today. If you don't have your advance directive documents, as they're called, ready, go ahead and spend some time making that happen before you maybe get to a place where you lose capacity. So get that will done, get that power of attorney for health care done, and the power of attorney for financial management. Make sure, of course, you pick someone you absolutely trust to be your power of attorney. And I know Nick had some ideas, too, about some of those important documents on his side of the house we should make part of that file.
Absolutely. Just, Bob, just kind of jumping right on the train there with Aaron. Number one, would absolutely encourage people to keep these documents in a safe and secure place. Whoever helps you manage your business probably should know where these things are as well, once that time comes. But in our line of work, primarily we're dealing with insurance policies. We're dealing with financial instrument documentation, things of that nature. Number one, you need to have access to it, and they need to be secured safely. But more importantly, talking about elder abuse and financial fraud, these documents have sensitive information on them. They need to be stored. They need to be kept out of sight, but someone needs to know where they are. If the time comes or there's an untimely event, we deal with people every day trying to pick up the pieces, and we don't want to see loved ones or family members in that position. So would certainly agree with Aaron. Get these directives taken care of. Get this paperwork together. Store it securely. And let someone know who helps you with your business where they can find these.
Boy, you're speaking right to me, aren't you? I've got a lot of these documents.
Sure.
They're in a safe.
Sure, yeah.
But guess how many people know the combination to that safe?
You're probably like me, you.
One and only.
Yes.
And that does you no good.
Absolutely.
Right? Does you no good when the time comes and you need those documents. So make sure folks know about it. Aaron, explain what you're able to offer folks, whether it's actual senior citizens, their caregivers, or their families when it comes to the Area Agency on Aging and Disability.
Bob, we offer a variety of services. We support folks at home with home support services. We provide transportation. We have 22 senior adult centers around the region that provide a variety of services. We have 16 county offices on aging in the region that we support. So we have a lot of resources that folks can get through our agency. And do you mind if I throw out the telephone number since I forgot it last time we were on the air?
Not at all. No, I was not going to put you on the spot today.
I'm ready today, Bob. It's 866-836-6678. So what this telephone number does is we have it staffed with professional information and assistance counselors. So they can talk with you, figure out what you need, route you either inside the agency or outside for support. And before we leave the issue on important documents, I know Danny Hare with SBI said to me earlier today, make sure you have your beneficiaries on your life insurance policies up to date. Nick, you were probably going to grab this one, but I'll go ahead and throw it out there.
Sure.
And I think SBI at one time had a document that was kind of your checklist document.
Yes, sir.
And a folder. So you could call them, maybe get a copy of that. That would keep everything in one place.
That, Aaron, the life insurance beneficiaries are great, but 401k beneficiaries, bank accounts, anything that is going to be left when you're not needs to be passed some way, right? So anything that you can leave or pass on needs to be kept up to date. Yes, sir. And we have a list. Basically, just it's a concise way for everybody to list the documents, the policy numbers, the values, all of those things, and have it in one secure, succinct place.
Man, this is such valuable information that if it gets in the wrong hands can lead to fraud problems and other issues. But at the same time, you gotta have it in the hands of those who know what to do with it when the time comes. So Aaron is with us today along with Nick Keene, Aaron Bradley of the East Tennessee Area Agency on Aging and Disability, Nick Keene, Senior Benefit Incorporated. Today, State Senator Becky Duncan Massey joins us here on Yarborough in Agewell, Tennessee, to discuss elder abuse and fraud, which if you didn't hear the last segment, when TBI Director David Roush was here, says the cost is believed to be about $500 million to the state of Tennessee. He thinks it's closer to $1 billion. Senator Massey, good morning, and thanks for your time today. When I heard about elder abuse and fraud being anywhere from $500 million to $1 billion a year problem, I was floored. How long has this issue been on your radar, and what are some of the things you're hoping are accomplished in the legislature this year?
Well, first, I want to thank you for having me here today. I'm actually over in Nashville. We have session this afternoon, and we're working on getting all our legislative package filed. But I'm kind of like you. I was floored when I heard that figure at one of our meetings this fall. The first time I guess I was exposed to this issue and how significant it was a few years ago, was at a local regional meeting that Aaron Bradley had invited me to attend, and kind of that was when I got my first piece of education on it.
What types of things are you and other lawmakers discussing to combat elder abuse and fraud?
Well, I'm going to be carrying a piece of legislation, but it's a piece that a coalition between the TBI and Office on Aging, the Adult Protective Services, the financial institutions, and several other departments have come together to try to draft. And right now, the banks have what's called a federal pause law that allows them, if they suspect something, to not have to give out the money basically right away. But it's, with no backups, with no reinforcements like, well, yeah, you really ought to do that. Oftentimes they're concerned that if they don't give somebody their money, and it's a legit withdrawal, that the family would take all their money out, or the individual would take all their money out of that financial institution. So this gives an extra layer. What we're looking at is basically developing a number that is housed at TBI that the employee at the financial institution can call and say, hey, this is what's happening. This is kind of where I have my concerns. And TBI then could call the district attorney's office, and there would be a person in each of the 32 district attorney's offices across the state that their primary responsibility would be the financial exploitation of seniors or vulnerable people here in Tennessee. And so that just kind of gives us more resources. This will not, do away with it completely. There's never any one magic bullet, but this would be another major tool in the tool belt in fighting this epidemic.
And if I remember correctly, you shared already some success stories that this so-called pause has had right here in East Tennessee, I think. Remind me of some of those successes.
Well, Senator Massey, hello. Appreciate you joining. The TBI bill that she mentions is actually an outgrowth of a special program that was developed in Oak Ridge about 3 years ago, where a detective actually responded in real time to calls from financial institutions in Oak Ridge, and in a 10-month period, she saved older depositors $3.5 million. So that's just one community, one detective. So when we presented this idea to David Roush, Director Roush, and his team, they said maybe we need to stand up a call center or special number for banks and credit unions across this state to call and try to multiply this effort through that model out of Oak Ridge. So that was the foundation for it, and the leadership at TBI came up with this idea, and folks like Senator Massey have jumped on board and going to help us try to get it done this year.
Yeah, nice to hear a success story. Sorry, Senator, go right ahead.
And Senator Briggs is helping me carry this piece of legislation. But one, I don't know if it was mentioned earlier when Director Roush was on there, but they said that about 50% of all these cases of financial exploitation is done by a family member, and about 70% of the total is addiction related. So it is a significant problem.
Where does the governor stand on elder abuse and fraud and making it a priority, Senator?
Well, I mean, he is, I have not sat down and talked to him personally about the bill, but I know he is very supportive of this kind of horrific exploitation of some of our most vulnerable people in our state. So I think, he'll be supportive. It's the main linchpin is making sure, and there will be a funding cost to this, and we will have to work to get it funded in the budget.
Do you have an estimate on how much it could possibly cost?
I haven't seen the fiscal note yet. We had kind of done some rough estimates, but I don't actually have that before me because oftentimes rough estimates aren't what the physical review committee ends up coming out with. So we'll just wait and see, and we'll work through that process.
Sure.
So
understand also that there may be something with a group home licensing bill that might be under consideration. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, basically, there is licensing for a lot of our different type homes here in Tennessee. I mean, I used to run Sir Thomas Center for folks with intellectual disabilities, and all of our homes were licensed. There was a specific category. Our nursing homes are licensed, but what we don't have a category for are these really small home group home license that oftentimes are independently run. Somebody has extra rooms in their house and they like taking care of people and care about our elder, and they will take in basically residents and help give them the supports that they need. But there haven't been any licensing category. Recently there was a horrific case in Upper East Tennessee that the conditions weren't what we would want. I mean, the people were being abused, and it was not a good situation. So a bill was passed last year saying that all these homes had to be licensed. The problem was there wasn't a box to check if these folks tried to go license their home. So this will set up a category to make sure that the homes are operated safely, and that the older individuals that are living there are in a safe environment, and that they have the protections they need, and the options, because not everybody is able to stay in their own homes. Not everybody is able to. They may not need a nursing home. Not everybody can afford the assisted living. So this is another option that we need to have available, but we need to make sure that it is safe and these folks are protected there.
Senator Massey, anything we haven't asked about you were wanting to comment on today?
Well, we're going to be doing, last year we had passed making May Silver Alert Month just for last year, and so we're going to try to make that annual and not have to come back each year on that. So, there's always several things. I mean, having served the folks with disabilities, my background and my passion has always been for vulnerable people. I do chair the Transportation Committee, so I work on that a lot too. But I want to thank Senior Benefit for sponsoring this. It's an important program to help get the information out there, and anytime you need more information from me, you just give me a call. I'd love to be back on.
We appreciate your time very much. State Senator Becky Duncan Massey, thank you, and we'll talk again soon to you, Senator. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
As we wrap it up today for this edition of Age Well Tennessee, Aaron and Nick, I'd like to get some final thoughts on things you wanted to get out there before we wrapped up, and also look ahead to some ideas for next month's edition of Age Well Tennessee. Nick, go first.
Yeah, thankful to be out here today, Bob. I think this is a story, as we've said, that needs to continue to shine bright. We have a responsibility in our industry, specifically with the market that we deal with, to protect these people and to do everything that we can to better their lives. So, one of the things I would say, Bob, is I know this episode is very condensed. It's a lot of information that comes really quick. Folks can give us a call. We would be more than happy to chat about anything that has been discussed today and, point people in the right direction if we can be of any assistance.
I will give the number for SBI, 865-862-4297, if you'd like to reach out. They got a lot of great agents there with a lot of expertise that they're willing to offer up just with that simple phone call. Aaron, things you'd like to make sure we understand about today and look ahead to next month's edition of Age Well Tennessee.
Just excited, Bob, with the partnership, and excited about the information we're able to put out for older adults in East Tennessee and their families. I think we're on to something here. I think folks are very excited in the community to learn more and get more information so they can make better decisions. I just like the idea of providing protection, but also talking about all the many things we can do to improve folks' quality of life going forward. It's not all bad news. when it comes to aging, and we want to make sure we cover that in some of the next episodes.
Well said, Aaron. Certainly looking forward to next month's edition of Age Well Tennessee. We're doing this once a month, but understand that Aaron and the gang at Senior Benefit Incorporated and Aaron with East Tennessee Area Agency on Aging and Disability, they're available all month long, folks. And the numbers again for them, SBI at 865-862-4297, and the East Tennessee Area Agency on Aging and Disability at 866-836-6678. Aaron, thank you, sir. Nick, thank you as well. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Bob. Take care.
All right. And
Thanks, Bob.
You got it. We'll see you next month. That's Age Well Tennessee.